welcome back to Twisted Life of TV. I am Poetry. You are here for PNTV. It's Poetry's News and Twisted Views. I really didn't do much dive. I actually forgot today was Thursday, child. And I don't know how I didn't remember because I was off yesterday. I usually go back to work on my day after my day off. So I don't know how I didn't realize today was Thursday. I almost forgot to take out the trash too, because this is trash day. And my trash already stinks, so it got to go out. But, so since I did not do any serious deep dives, I'm just going to talk about the stuff that I remember off the top of my head. Okay, let's start off with the politics while that's still fresh. So, I'm not understanding. If you are a Republican and you watch this channel, which I really doubt that a Republican would be, but if you are and you watch this channel, please make me understand why you are still choosing to support the people that are in office currently, whether it be the state, the Congress, the presidential race. Why are you supporting these certain people? Because I need some clear understanding, especially from Black Republicans. It makes no sense to me. It's a continuous onslaught, railroad tracks. There's a continuous onslaught of fraud and treachery being displayed or being trickling through the Republican side of things, the Republican House, and the representatives that are in office are still supporting these people. Like, I know when people are fucking up, Democrats are fucking up, I hear a lot of people saying, write your congressmen, write them, write your representatives, write them, hold these motherfuckers accountable. I don't think I've ever seen a post, a tweet, a comment, or even heard somebody on the Republican side of the House saying to contact these representatives and hold them accountable for their actions. George Santos, he has already been indicted on 13 charges, correct? Okay. A lot of his charges have to do with fraudulent behavior, mishandling funds, mishandling political funds, writing bad checks, literally bad checks on purpose. I got something in the back of my throat. Okay, literally writing checks on purpose with the intent to be fraudulent. Not like I wrote a bad check and then I wasn't watching my money and all of a sudden something overdrawn. No, intentionally writing checks on accounts that he knew wasn't no funds, or intentionally writing fraudulent checks from accounts that didn't exist. These are the type of the behaviors that he's already been charged and being indicted for. On top of, we know of all the other lies that he told. He lied about his identity. He lied about his mama, the way his mama died. He lied about having a degree from such and such institution. He lied about even going to such and such institution. There's so many different things that he's lied about. And the people in political office refuse to remove him from his seat. Now, they'll remove people like McCarthy, who may have been well-deserved to be moved, but they'll remove him for just not agreeing to do their bidding. But when somebody out here is committing crimes on top of crimes, they support them. They stand by their man. It makes no sense to me. Just the other day, he got 10 more indictments added on to the indictments that he already had. One of the people who were in cahoots with him snitched, y'all. Basically testified to their guilt and start telling everything. And from that testimony and that guilt admission, they were able to attach 10 more charges on George Santos. Identity theft. It's when you take, it's not just lying about who you are, lying about your name. This is taking on someone else's identity with the intent of being fraudful. Identity theft, credit card fraud, wire fraud, 10 more charges. Now the person that when he ran for office, I can't remember his name, can't pronounce his name, Pueezy, I believe is how you pronounce the guy's name. The one that Santos ran against when he got his seat, he's saying he's going to run again to get his seat back. I don't know how corrupt that person was. I really didn't know anything of him because, I'm not of the district that he's from, but I'm paying attention now. But he said he's going to run to get his seat back. If George Santos runs again, which I believe he is because he's not leaving office, if he wins again, that says a lot about people who are Republicans. I mean, we've already been shown this. We already know there's a drastic side. We call them the MAGAnoids that are in full support of Trump. But even the ones who aren't in full support of him aren't standing up against him. They're not calling they representatives, they Congress people, and writing letters to the politicians saying, don't support this motherfucker. Y'all supposed to be representing the people. And for what I'm seeing, like I said, I'm not a Republican, but I see a lot of people who are Republicans and the comments that they are making, and they aren't in full support of him. They are just as pissed off about him as we are. But their representatives, their leaders, are still throwing the full weight of support behind this person. It makes absolutely no sense to me. The Republican Party has always been a party of power. But I am assuming that they used to use this power for the benefit of the people. It doesn't seem that way now. It seems like everybody that's in that party that's there now, whether they're old or new, are making moves specifically for their own personal gain. They're trying to put themselves in a position of power and authority so that they can control other people's lives. What joy do you get out of that, first of all? I don't understand that. What joy do you get out of taking rights from others, but still allowing yourself to benefit from those same rights? I don't understand that mindset. I probably would never understand that mindset. And this is why things like slavery happens. This is why things like trafficking happens. Hell, this is why the abuse of authority with the police department happens and goes unchecked, because people, they revel in this mindset that they can do whatever the fuck they want to do to everybody else. A small percentage of people want to control the mass percentage of the world, and it's fucking ridiculous. And so I really don't understand black Republicans at all. Y'all see them doing all this heinous stuff, all this fraudulent stuff, being hateful to different people based off their races, their cultures, their religions. You see it. It's playing out on TV every day, all day long. It's streaming on the radio stations. It's all over social media. How can you, of good conscience and good sound mind and reason, sit back and say, oh, well, they gave me a tax break, so I'm going to go ahead and let's keep supporting them. Tax breaks that you ain't even feeling because you ain't part of that 1% of the rich. Because that's normally what the tax break's going to. I don't understand. That's the only excuse I ever hear from anybody that says why they are continuously supporting that party is they gave us tax breaks. I heard one person, I was finna call them my dumbass. They are dumbass, but I ain't gonna identify who that dumbass is. Told me it's because they are helping out welfare checks. They want to cut out them programs. They're trying to cut out the Department of Education, the Department of Congress. They're trying to cut out the IRS. They're trying to cut out the I think the FBI too, Department of Justice as well. So many programs that they're trying to cut out that are beneficial to us as little people, a good way to say it. But you like, oh, they gave us a tax break, gave us a tax cut. Really? No. It's sad. It's sad that people out here in this world still exist with that mentality. It's sad. Okay, so I put up on a board, I think the other day. I don't think I talked about it in the video, but I might have, I don't know. So we already know that Dumb Donald is stating that he was able to do whatever the fuck he wanted to do because he was president. We already know ain't no rule of thumb in any book or regulation that says that or gave him that right, okay? He also says a lot that he's been doing a lot of things on the advice of counsel. So Jack Smith petitioned Judge Chutnick to ask Donald Trump whether or not they are planning to use that as the defense. I'm assuming the defense must be identified. But yeah, so like if somebody's saying I'm going to be filing self-defense, I think they had the other side has to know or something like that. I don't know, but anyway, he asked the judge to make his team state, are they going to be using the advice of counsel as a defense? Because if so, then there's more documents that they are required, because there's 25 witnesses who are trying to go under the guise of attorney-client privilege. I'm doing what my boss said for me to do. They're all trying to use these staples. They are refusing to turn over documents and evidence or testify, or they haven't, provided what they're supposed to be providing in this case, using exceptions, so to speak. And if that's the defense, then Jack Smith himself needs to have proof that these activities happen. You could say all day long, yeah, I'm going off the advice of counsel. Where's your proof the counsel told you this? Because based off of a lot of the people who were hired and fired by Donald Trump, these lawyers are saying, we told him that there was no election fraud. We told him he can't overturn elections. We told him this, that, and the third. So that there's a small hand-picked few that are sticking to that story. So Jack Smith wants to see the proof. We want to see the advice that you gave, that he went off of. Now, he's been on several interviews on TV already that said, no, everything was my idea. And those things, those interviews, Jack Smith is going to be able to use in court. We're going to see what happened in March, child, because that's when that trial happens, is in March. We're going to see what happens. In Fannie Willis's case, okay, so you remember the letter that she wrote to Jim Jordan in response to his demanding she turn over all her investigative files to him, basically telling him, stay in your place, you don't know your damn job, you don't want this over here. Okay, well, she sent that letter on October 7th, September 7th, the date that he was requesting that she submit that information to him. And September 23rd, he responded back to her with the 9-page letter. He got all her, he got his whole little writing team together so they could try to write a scathing 9-page letter to go against her 9-page letter, because she had a 9-page letter too, right? So this time, when in her response, she didn't take her time to respond. She responded back this time, basically telling him again, obviously you can't fucking read. This ain't what you want over here. I already told you once. Stay in your motherfucking place. Mind your motherfucking business. I'm going to attach a copy of my first letter to this letter so you can read it over in case you said you didn't forget it. But you don't want this over here. Because you're barking up the wrong tree. Okay? So, he hasn't responded back to her response, but she didn't take the time to write no damn 9-page letter this time. It was just 1.25 pages saying, shut the fuck up and leave me the fuck alone. For you find yourself hurt for obstructing justice. He feel like he got some kind of immunity of some sorts to demand such things of her. Again, his judiciary position gives him no authority over state criminal matters. None. Absolute none. Maybe she needed to loan him the $249 to buy the book that she told him to read. I don't know, child. Okay, well, in other news, bump. Gosh, and that was the repaired street. Here you go again. Other news, Jada Pinkett Smith is coming out now and saying that the slap of the season, you know, when Will Smith went up there and slapped Chris Rock, which everybody named Mama thought was a hoax. And like I said, if it wasn't a hoax, I thought that Will Smith was in the wrong. But there was a lot of things that happened. I was like, you know, okay, anywho. Well, she's saying that she down believes that it was she thought when it all happened that it was a skit. Because her and Will had been separated since 2016. Now, when the award show happened, I was wondering why they wasn't sitting next to each other. Because remember, he was sitting next to Lupita, and she was sitting like behind him. And but don't nobody care, Jada. I mean, like some people care, but not for real. It's like not an invested care. Because this is my thought. The only reason why Jada Pinkett coming out saying something now is because the news has been about Tupac and who shot Pac. And no matter what, if you could research history, research time, anytime Tupac Shakur's name is in the news for whatever reason, since his death, anytime his name has appeared in the news, Jada Pinkett Smith has made it a point to make sure, oh shit, my camera falling. Hold on. She has made it a point to make sure that her name is in the news at the same time. That's all this is to me. She's just trying to make herself relevant at this point in time because all the news about who shot Pac is the rave right now. Now, I think I failed to mention Keith Davis. His first name is Dwayne Keith Davis. In his book, he was basically implying that he masterminded the entire idea of killing Pac. His nephew Orlando was supposed to be the one who pulled the trigger. So the news media is putting out there, well, Keith is the one who shot Pac. He's supposed to be responsible for his death, which in Vegas they consider that just as what's the word I'm looking for? Equivalent to actually pulling the trigger. Okay. That ain't the word I was looking for, but that's the word that fits. So, with his arrest, he is now speaking out again about P. Diddy being involved. Because again, this is supposed to be the East Coast, West Coast beef, which I still have trouble believing that story. I still have trouble believing that story. Now, it is very true that Keith, like I said, had a relationship with Bad Boy Records. He also represented Biggie Smalls. And Suge Knight initially started off, hanging out with Keith before, kicking it with Bad Boy Records before too. So, which I still think is why I still think Suge Knight is involved. Now, Suge Knight is in jail, but he's not in jail in relationship to Tupac. He's in jail for something else. Okay. So, back when Pac actually got shot, there was rumors going around that P. Diddy was the one who paid for the hit. $1 million payment for the hit. Who did he pay? Is my question. But Keith has said it. I want to see Jada Kiss, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I thought it was Jada Kiss who also implied that as well. But there was a lot of rumors going around about Diddy being involved with Pac's shooting. And since now that Keith has been arrested, he's once again implicating Puff Diddy is putting out the hit. I do not believe that there's any type of paper trail to show where that $1 million came from or went to, because then, like I said, who did he pay for? Because in your book, you wrote that you were the one that was the mastermind behind it. Were you the mastermind behind it after getting payment? Now, the crazy thing is, he's supposed to turn his life around. He was like mentoring at-risk youth, trying to keep them out of the streets, trying to keep them out of the drug and the gang life. This is where he was at in his current day life. So the fact that he put this book out, seemingly bragging on that lifestyle and that sensitive time in history and hip-hop culture, it just in black culture, the death of Tupac Shakur, it's interesting that that book was written and glamorizing the death and taking blame for it. But like I said, he thought that he had immunity because he turned his nephew Orlando in. So, but yeah, just because all that stuff is in the news, that's the only reason why I can see Jada Pinkett saying anything at this particular time. It's been a year and a half now since that slap happened. And now all of a sudden, she's like, well, I thought that it was, staged or it was a joke because me and him, we had been separated since 2016. Were they even legally married? I don't remember when they, that's what she did ask me to her name. So first they wasn't even legally married. They was just, doing a damn thing. And they supposed to have had an open marriage, He had all his little frills and trills with different men and women, and so did she. And anyway, child, she get on my nerves. I used to really like her as an actress. But outside of her acting, she be getting on my damn nerves. She be getting on my damn nerves. I was going to talk about somebody else. I don't remember who else I was going to talk about. Because I didn't write no notes. I didn't take no notes. But I'm almost at work anyway. I got about 7 minutes before I get there. This new start time is working out wonderful for me. Except I'm staying at work later than I want to. My brain be thinking to get off at the same time as I normally do, and it ain't been happening. I'm starting a half hour later than I'm supposed to, which is really weird considering that I was coming in late. Anywho. So, yeah, I think that's all that I really heard about going on in the news media. I don't remember any big celebrity news that I can speak towards. I remember I see Keke Palmer did a podcast where she was not really defending Lizzo, but she's like condemning folks for hanging on to the negative aspect of Lizzo, which I thought was ludicrous. Of course, I think Lizzo's getting a humanitarian award, something like that. She does good deeds, okay? I said this before when I was talking about The Handmaid's Tale. Bad people can do good shit. Good people can do bad things. it's equivalent to me as the dope man who hand out turkeys at Thanksgiving. They are poisoning the community by selling poison to their own people, but then they hand out turkeys to the families. You know what I'm saying? It's similar to that, you know. Yes, it could be true that she has done a lot of good humanitarian things, but that does not take away the fact that she possibly sexually assaulted, sexually harassed, berated, confined against someone's will, all those things too. I mean, it's probably a whole lot of serial killers that was considered to be decent and kind human beings based off of some of their acts, but they still out here killing up folks. This girl is all on my asset, y'all. Oh, so I haven't looked up anything else about Jonathan Majors, but he should be going back to court soon. October 23rd is still when we get the first trials of the Fonnie Willis with is it Mark Meadows and Sidney Powell? Those are two people. We already know that they had got the bondsman who said that he was guilty. He already took a plea deal. He's only going to get 5 years probation. Basically what he said, or what his role was, he was a bondsman out of Atlanta, but he went to a whole nother county and met with a couple of the conspirators, one being Sidney Powell, to fuck with the voting machines and miscount on purpose votes and certify votes that wasn't there. He was one of them people. He's already pled guilty. He's only going to get 5 years probation, no jail time. And they're expecting more people to flip. If they have, y'all let me know down in the comment section, because I said I haven't been following the news. Let's see. Let's talk about what's in the movies that I can think about. Go see The Equalizer 3 if you haven't seen it already. That is a dope ass movie. You know, Denzel Washington and Bruce Willis, when he was acting, you know, still prayers go out to him through his medical condition he's still dealing with. And Tom Cruise, these are men, no matter what age they get, they can still take on an action role. And Equalizer 3, baby, you know, sometimes I complain about the villains having too much unnecessary dialogue. Not in this one, baby. They was going at it. It was good. It's worth seeing in the big screen. The Color Purple, we already know that movie's coming out Christmas. They're saying it's not a remake. It's not a remake of the movie. They're saying it's a remake of the Broadway musical. But the Broadway musical is technically a remake of the movie. It's whatever. That's coming out Christmas. I guess I'm gonna go see it. I didn't want to go see it, but I guess I am. We got Taraji, Suge, Avery. We got I should say Sierra's Coco. What was the girl name? Her real name is Coco. Ray Don Sean? That's not Ray Don Sean. Is it Ray Don Sean? Because Coco was in Fame. Ray Don Sean. Whatever. We got Sierra playing her Harpo's wife. Fantasia is playing Celie, the older version of Celie. We got Chloe Bailey playing the younger version of Nettie. But you know, throughout the whole movie, she was young because she was there in flashbacks. So, I don't know. It looks like it has a good cast. They have changed a lot, including some of the songs. So we'll see. Matter of fact, it's more because it is a bringing the stage play to a movie. It's going to be a lot more songs than the original movie. I hope it's not like they singing the dialogue, like you know how Mamma Mia was. I couldn't stand it. I cannot stand that type of musical where the dialogue is the music too. Maybe that's why I wasn't a big fan of Hamilton. The Wiz. They are for to remake The Wiz. It is going to be produced by MC Lyte and Common. And if I'm not mistaken, it's coming to the movies. I may have to read that again. I didn't think there was going to be, they wouldn't bring it back to the stage. I thought they would bring it to big screen. I don't want them to remake that shit either. Leave my Wiz alone. Something's just classics. Leave them the fuck alone. Let the classics speak for themselves. Oh, what else is coming out, child? Anything else exciting coming out to the movies? I don't know. Married at First Sight. The season premiere is October 18th. So if you're into Married at First Sight, go ahead and check that out. I'm not sure. I might review again this season. I don't know. I try to review a season. I'm telling y'all, I do. After they have the honeymoon, I'm done. Up until the honeymoon tells me everything I need to know about the people, and I've already judged them. Whether they decide to say yes or no at the end, I've already judged them. So, yeah. I don't know. But Married at First Sight is coming back. October 18th is the season premiere. I have to finish out Love is Blind. Where am I at on Love is Blind? Am I on the episode at Uche? It was after the big dinner party. The next episode after that, I think that's the one I'm on right now. And it's still, these people just get on my nerves. Still. Okay, somebody else. Oh, it's another reality show. There's a Ready to Love spinoff. I don't know. I think the Search for Real, the Search is Real, the Search is On, the Real Search, or something like that. I don't know, child. They taking 4 people from the original Ready to Love, 4 women. And they are trying it again. They're going to do it all over again with these 4. I only like 1 out of the 4. So I can't see myself reviewing it, but I don't know. I realize when I watch the Ready to Love franchise, it makes my gray hairs come out. It does, child. Oh, anywho, thank y'all for watching. I'm at work. Thank y'all for being here. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you're still voting for me, go ahead, do so. Me and all my friends, we all in second place, child. Ain't that crazy? Talk to you later. Peace.